What's up, everybody? It's Jason24CF for Eventhubscom with SRK's great Skisonic. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Really happy to be here.
All right. Ski, as still a newcomer, so to say, in the FGC, I have to say, hearing you commentating on the games motivated to get out, motivated me to get out to these events. I mean, hearing your excitement and such, and being able now to attend these events, I could see where that passion and excitement comes from. I mean, how long have you been in the fighting game community?
Oh, man, going on over 10 years. My first big tournament, I think, was NEC 1, the first one. And I didn't even know what I was going to. My friend just kind of threw me in the car, and he's like, we're going to Philly. We're going to go play MVC 2. I'm like, all right. And so from that tournament, I met guys like Arturo and Justin, like right there. And dudes were already picking who they thought was going to win the tournament. I was immediately thrust into this competitive world. I loved it from right then. I never looked back.
Right. I have the same exact feeling. It's a great community and such. And I mean, unfortunately, with the greatness, there comes some downside. There's a lot of drama that's taking place. Sometimes that gets aimed at you. I feel a little unfairly. I mean, what do you feel about the negativity that takes place in the FGC? Do you feel does it affect it overall?
I feel it's really unfortunate. It's something that when your crowd, when your community gets to be a certain size, there's always going to be bad apples, right? There's always going to be people that are upset or have their grievances to air in whatever way. Personally, being out in front, being on camera, doing podcast interviews and such, I put myself out there. So I understand that personally things will get directed at me just because I'm out there, and I don't take it personally, but I don't like it, and I wish it would stop, especially if it's over nothing or a misunderstanding. Those kinds of things really need to go. But as far as the perception of the fighting game community, that is where I take offense to it, because I've been with people like that, like I said, for 10 years, day in, day out. I know these people, and I understand that people get upset. They have their fights and all, but there's got to be a time when, you know how to act for people. And these little quarrels that kind of blow up, I do think will temper and change people's perspectives on the fighting game community, outsiders.
Right. And me, working behind the scenes as much with companies and such, I could admit to that negativity does affect the companies. That does scare them off, because they look at the FTC, they want to get into it, but when they start seeing, these little blow-ups here and there, then they quickly back away. So, I mean, that hurts us in a way. I mean, everybody wants to say we want to go esports, we want to get that money, but until we, nip this in the butt and completely get rid of this unnecessary drama, to say, I mean, we may not ever reach that point where everybody could really prosper and, make something off of it in the end. But with your commentary, so many games. I mean, do you study the games prior to leaving events to have knowledge for the commentary?
When I'm specifically going to an event, I definitely try to bone up as best I can. I'll look over frame data. I always carry around the Marvel 2 guide, just kind of try to look at that kind of thing, look up Street Fighter Cross Tekken frame data, try to get a gauge of the players that are going as well. So I can just kind of have an understanding of the picture going into it. I can kind of move along with the narrative when certain players are eliminated and seeing who should be making it to wherever, just so I have an idea of what's going on. But for games specifically, I try to play the games that I love, commentate the games that I really love. So the games that have been coming out recently, there's a lot of newer games that I really enjoy. I haven't been able to put the time into them to continue to be a commentator on them, so that's why you see me still on the Capcom games. At heart, I'm obviously a Capcom guy. I love all the new games that have been coming out, and I like what a lot of the new companies have been doing, or newer games. Obviously, games like Injustice, Persona, and so on and so forth, KOF, great games, but I spent so much time in Capcom games, and at the end of the day, I love those mechanics. So I study that kind of thing as best as I can going into the tournament and try to keep myself current.
And again, your knowledge helps me out in matches, because you'll say things during the match and like, oh really, I didn't know that was a true block string. So I'm constantly learning from those experiences.
Yeah, and keep blowing me up, folks, because you know what, it's not just me. It's folks like that on Twitter, like Ninja Link and so on and so forth. There are so many people that will kind of tweet me during the broadcast, and I appreciate that, as long as you don't blow me up. I don't need that. But yeah, like getting that information out is so important to me. So I'm glad that we can get the right info. So if you're sitting out there and you're listening, it sounds interesting, it sounds compelling. You know, you explain what's going on. And I try to talk to other top players as well a lot. And that was one other thing that I really wanted to mention. It's not just me like looking around. I try to interface with the players and get what's going on. And sometimes they give me direct insight that I try to spread out as well.
And one of the main things that I really enjoy about your commentaries, you really don't show any biased feelings towards the competitors playing. I feel sometimes, you know, the commentary could be a little biased where they're pulling for their player to win when I don't want that as commentary. I want you to tell me what's going on in the match, what am I seeing, you know, just in case if I turn away, if I'm doing something that I'm hearing. I don't want to hear that biasness. So I applaud you for not showing that, because we all have favorites, we do, but sometimes you have to be professional, you can't say that. But any final words, you know, where somebody could follow you if they're new to the FGC and, you know, keep in contact with you and, you know.
Sure, the easiest way is I'm at Skisonic on Twitter, Skisonic is just spelled the way it sounds. I have a Facebook as well, but I don't check it very much. But I'm also easily emailable, just skisonic@gmail.com. Check me out on Wake Up Shoryuken. We're on hiatus right now, but look for us in the future. And otherwise, like you said, I'm at tournaments. I may be doing a little bit of commentary this weekend at CEO, but I mainly came to hang out. But I do expect to be on the microphone at Evo, so check me out there and check out all the great games.
All right, Ski, again, thank you for your time, sir. It's a pleasure. And
Anytime.
we out.